Hey folks, welcome to my channel. I'm Wayne, and today I want to talk about sabbaticals because I just started one myself. Sabbaticals are the fanciest way to describe intentionally not working, but at its simplest, that's all it is. Of course, the real interesting stuff is why you start one in the first place and what you may do during it. And depending on that, are they worth it? I'll share how mine is going so far, as I'm just a bit over a month into mine. Let's get into it. Okay, first I want to cover an important detail. Sabbaticals are defined as an extended break from work. No matter how it started, they could be negotiated within a job so you keep your job during sabbatical, but these days it often means just leaving your job. Even if you lost your job, if you decide to take a break afterwards, I would still call that a sabbatical. For mine, I saved up money and left, but I had been thinking about it for a long time. More on that in the next section. Let's get into why people start sabbaticals. Okay, why take a sabbatical? Well, we're so pushed to work constantly. We get exposed to so much information during our lives that suggests our job and career is most of our identity. I'm in North America, and we're all aware of how bad it is here as it is in many other parts of the world. In fact, it's so ingrained in us that when we choose not to work for a time, we can feel guilty about that, like we're wasting time. Any time that isn't spent being productive in the workplace is negative. And I think that's crap. Creating space to separate ourselves from the work as an identity is really important. So that's the broadest reason, an underlying one. But I want to talk about 3 specific reasons people take sabbaticals. Reason 1, to think and reflect. At points in our lives, we're faced with major issues that take time and energy to work through. For some of those issues, a weekend or a short vacation isn't enough. These could be from major life events like exiting a long-term relationship, or a change in your health.
Yes, he's lost his left hand, so he's going to be all right.
You son of a...
Or even losing your job.
You're fired. No, you're all fired.
Life happens, and sometimes we gotta reevaluate things. Another trigger for needing time to reflect is kind of the opposite of a major event. It's a lack of major events. If days, weeks, sometimes even months feel like they're blurring together, it's probably time for a change, and maybe you need to step away to figure that out. I've definitely felt this on and off over the past few years, the sense of unease that didn't really relent even after vacations. So here I am, on sabbatical, figuring things out. Reason number 2, you are needed elsewhere. You might need time to be a parent, a sibling, a friend, or any other role to other people. For many of us, as our parents get older, we expect we'll need to take on a caregiver role for some period of time in the future. So if such a situation comes up and you're able to, financially or otherwise, this is an important one to do. Take time to be there for other people in your life. Reason number 3, just because you can. You could get hit by a car tomorrow and die, or a satellite falls on you, or you slip on a banana peel like a cartoon and it's all over. Who knows? When people who have had near-death experiences talk about it, work isn't generally what comes up in their thoughts. It's more of people, connection, family, all that stuff. So if you can, just take the break, figure out later, make room for things to happen, and maybe they will. You don't need a grand reason to take a sabbatical if you have the means. What to do on sabbaticals? First of all, try doing nothing for a while. There are benefits to being bored. It might have been a while for you. I took a leave a few years ago, and even while trying to relax, I felt guilty for weeks. I had to practice doing nothing and feeling okay with it. In a way, it's just being comfortable in my own head again. So when I say do nothing, I mean check on your ability to feel comfortable like that. Are you comfortable in your own head? Because it's nice if you are. So try that out, for a bit. Travel. If you need to think and reflect, getting outside of your normal environment can be really helpful. There are lots of benefit to it. You can see things, be inspired. You can recontextualize your life by seeing things differently. As for myself, I went to Iceland for 2 weeks the day after I left my job. I got out of my old routines. I helped mark the time I started my sabbatical. I got inspired, felt out of shape on hikes. I learned to drive manual cars. It was great. And I know it's not always in the cards, but if you can, you should absolutely do it. And do it cheaply if possible. And by cheaply, I mean probably not go to Iceland right now because it is crazy expensive. Skill development. Many of us have a mental list of things we do if we had time and energy, so time to dig up that list. Many people use it for career skills, especially if they want to explain to future employers why they took a sabbatical in the first place, which is totally fair. But I'd also encourage people to go outside those bounds. Whatever interests you, learn more about yourself, not just what might advance you. As for me, I started video production last year and I really enjoy the process and creative aspects to it. But it also takes a lot of time. I tried doing it after work consistently for 2 months and I burned out. It wasn't sustainable for me. And that has kind of bummed me out since then. So right now I'm trying to ramp back up while I'm on sabbatical. It also led to other explorations because after write scripts, I've been practicing writing and storytelling in general. And while learning about cinematography, I started getting back into photography. I'm kind of bad at all the above, but I also enjoy all of it. So sure, they all have a slight connection to my career, but it wasn't for that reason. I'm doing this stuff for me, and that feels really good. Physical and mental health. Finally, work out and eat healthy and get ripped. Okay, I'm trying to work on this one, but it's important to me and to lots of people. During busy times at work, I've dropped my exercise habits so many times, followed by weeks or months of feeling guilty and generally worse about myself. This doesn't solve that, but if you can feel better now, then feel better now. That's all it is. Enjoy the room to focus on yourself. This goes for mental health as well. This is complicated and varies for each person, but here are some things that I've been doing more of. Journaling. I've done a weekly journal for years, and I've been trying to do a daily journal more regularly during my sabbatical, which helps me record what I've been doing during the day as well. Meditating. I'm doing this terribly right now, but I used to do this on a really regular basis, and I recall that it felt great when I did, so I'm trying to recapture that too. Long directionless walks. This is, in a way, my new meditation. I started doing this over the past year, and it's been great, going for like 1 or 2 hour walks just through the neighborhood, no direction in mind. Helps me think. Sabbaticals are great for this stuff. So those are some of the ideas that you could do on a sabbatical, much of which you could also do outside of sabbatical as well, but these things become the focus when you're on sabbatical and not the thing that you end up putting off when you have work to worry about. So let's wrap things up. Well, there are some hard realities to this. They create career time gaps. This can be an issue, but to me, good places to work at would respect and appreciate this with some explanations. And if you're leaving work, the loss of income hurts too. There's no sugarcoating that. So it's a tough call. It's very situational. But my answer so far is I have no idea. But right now, just over a month in, I'm very glad I'm taking this time. I might change my tune in a few months, but I'll do a follow-up. In the meantime, I'd love to hear from others about their sabbatical experiences. Have you taken one? Did you go in with a goal, or was it more freeform? Were you glad that you did it, or did you regret it in the end? So please comment or reach out. I'd love to hear about it. Okay, that's it. Once again, I'm Wayne. I'm working on more videos and I hope you stick around to see some of them. Please like and subscribe to see when a new one gets posted. I'd really appreciate it. Grateful to anyone commenting. I'll answer what I can as well. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye.